Hey there, I'm St-Pierre. So if you're new to this channel, don't forget that I'm a blind person. I do have visual disabilities. So I have a screen reader. So if you notice that I'm taking some pauses sometime, well, it's because it's very hard for me to talk and listen to my screen reader at the same time. If you want more information about that, you know, I'm doing a series on accessibility and whatnot as well, where I talk a little bit about my situation and things like that and challenges. So what are we going to see today is, well, I've launched or created a small library lately to help me with Go templates for. I would call that standard web application or good old the kind of application that one might want to use maybe Django or Rails to do that. So for me, the HTML template is all fine, and don't get me wrong. There's a couple of libraries these days that wants you to do things differently. For me, I mean, I'm fine with HTML, and all the directive that the HTML template package is offering to us. It's not the problem for me. It was mainly regarding structuring the file and directories, making sure that I do have something that can grow comfortably. I have some way to have some kind of base layout and templates, and also have some kind of reusable component. So let's see this. How we could use this library. So it's called TPL. So it's dstpierre. This is my GitHub username. So TPL. So let's create a new. Let's fake something like, a typical web application that we would create, for example. So let's try that. So I'm doing that from scratch. So the first thing that you would do, and we will mostly focus on the templates for this application. So it's not it's not going to go deep into web handlers and middlewares and things like that. This is not the library at all. The library is just there for to help with, first of all, structuring. So what is structuring? What the library is expecting us to have. It's expecting us to have a root template folder, and by default, this template is called templates. So let's create that. So inside this template, what do we have? What are we going to be creating there? So the way that the library wants you to structure your base layout is that they should be at the root of this directory. So let's say we will have two templates or two base layouts for this web example. You could have multiple. But let's say we are building some kind of application that will have some templates that the user isn't logged in, and once the user logged in or sign up, we will have a second template for that. And when I say template, I mean the base or the base layout where all the subsequent views will just inject their content into itself. So let's call that the I don't know. It can be name anything, but the name that you give is important. So let's call the first one public. So we need to create that at the root of the template, and let's have another one called app. All right. So what do we have? So we have our templates root directory, and inside that we have our two base layouts. So easy enough for now. Another thing that the library expects you to have is a partials folder. So a partials folder is where you would put all the reusable component. So if you have some kind of navigation footer, let's say, I don't know, let's say you want to componentize a button or whatever, a small piece of HTML that needs to be rendered into your views, well, that goes there. The second thing, or the last thing for us at the moment, will be the views template, the views directory, sorry. So this is where all the files that let's say we are requesting, I don't know, user/logged in. So we will have a views in there, and that views we want it to inherit, or at least to use the public base template. So let's leave it like that. But the way that it's structured in that views is that we will have a subdirectory for all of our layout. So we have a public.html and we have an app.html. So we will need a public and a app folder in there. So let's see what we are talking about. So it's fairly simple, and we are already I took all this time just to do that, but this is the most important, because this is the structure, and it's an opiniated library, of course. So are you required to do that at all? No. If you don't like this structure or things like that, just build your own. This is my library, so I'm not even expecting much people to or maybe it will resonate, because let's talk a little bit about the problem that it's tried to solve. And for me, it's returning to a project. Let's say I'm creating something new. I'm always wasting so much time trying to remember exactly, where or how should I structure that, and how do I parse those templates where there is a clear relationship between a master page or a view, a base view, and the template itself that will be rendered. Let's write some quick and dirty HTML to see what we are talking about. So let's start with the HTML template. So again, my screen reader is talking at the same time. Very distracting. So yeah, let me create something very fast here. I should have prepared that, I guess. So a base template allows you to you have to see that as exactly the parent thing that when you are rendering something, when you are requesting some path to your application, there will be a views that will be rendered, and these views will define some pieces of or block of content that you can inject into your main template, if you will. So let's say we were to have a block called title in here. And for this example, let's say that our public template will just have we will just have a main here and a block of content. So what does it mean exactly? Well, if you're not familiar, this is nothing new. This is built in to the HTML template. This is not a new directive that TPL is bringing. This is just leveraging what's available to us now. And that's what I'm saying, that TPL it's not a huge thing for now, at least, but I'm trying to add more values. But already for me, just not having to think about all the structuring and things like that, it's already good. So how would you let's create a login page, for example. So inside our templates views, and this will be in the public, I want a login.html. So this thing is what, at the end of the day, our handler will be rendering, right? So we could have sorry. We could have our block here of content. I'm sorry. So we need to define the content in here. So this is what will be displayed to the page. So login page. Not a super interesting template at the moment, but already we already have a way to structure ourselves, and the library is going to do the proper parsing of those things, because it's not only about structuring. It's most importantly, it's how to parse, because in the HTML package, you often do I don't know, parse file or parse glob or whatever, but at the end of the day, you need to be careful when you have this kind of hierarchy to just I don't know, I never really remember that, because it's not often that I need to do that. So that's why I created that library. So let's create a quick I don't know, a quick server to serve those pages and whatnot. So again, we will not pass a lot of time explaining the server side and whatnot. Also, I just want an handler for now that will render our login page that we just created. Yeah, let's call it render. Yeah, let's listen on 8080. Okay. So this is our handler for our login. So what should we do? Well, is the libraries helping us in any way? Well, yes, it is. So let's bring the library actually, so we can see what we have. So let's init this thing. So the library is under my GitHub username, de St-Pierre. I'm a French Canadian, a Quebecer. So let's bring TPL. Interesting. What's going on? Okay, let's leave it sometimes. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about my screen reader. So now it's me trying to understand what's going on here. So let's import that thing. Now, of course, I'm not using it. There's a render function in TPL. We'll see that in a couple of seconds. Okay. So basically, this thing is expecting us to send some structure and some. All right. Yeah. I'm not even remembering how to use my own library. All right. So yeah, again, I just wrote it, right? All right, this is funny. Okay, so the first thing that you will need to do is, of course, pass the template itself. And for that, you will embed your template into your binary like that. So go embed. We want the templates folder. And this will be an embed.fs. So what you will need to do, and this, this is probably going to be a global variable, is having a variable of type templates. So it's a pointer that will be returned once we call the parse function. So we need to pass two things in here. We need to pass the embed file system that we just created. So if you're not familiar with that, well, I mean, it's not a good. Yeah, just look it out. It's a great package. It's a great way to embed your files into your binary at the end of the day. The second parameter is your func map. So if you're not familiar with that as well, I mean, it's interesting, and you should probably get used to that. So you know that we have some built-in things in here, like if or things like that, and there's a lot of built-in directive, but you can build your own actually. And for that, if you want to have your own function in your template, then it's a func map. So that's it. We don't have this for now. So let's do some error checking in here. We will just do log.fatal for now, and we will have this. It's not super interesting, but it's just a demo. At the end of the day, you need an instance variable of the TPL template, and this is everything that you need to render page actually. And sorry about the blank earlier. So we need to pass the writer, the views itself. So the views itself is going to be the name of your layout with the name of the file. So basically, basically it's the path inside the template/views directories that you pass here, and you can pass some data here. We will pass hello world. All right. So that should do it. So let's check that out. All right, we need to create something in the partials. Let's create nav.html for now. All right, that's true. So that's true. So we need to pass a data in here. The type of data is TPL page data. So this is where you would wrap. So normally when you are executing your templates, you're passing some data to it, and you access that with the dot. So let's say you're passing I don't know, a list of something, then you can just operate on that thing in your views. So if you're going to use this library, then you will need to conform to using a a wrapper around your data that you want to pass. And this is interesting because this is where the library is bringing some values, because now you can pass the language of the user. So let's say you are building a multi-language web application. You can pass the locale as well, and so this is going to impact how dates and currencies are formatted and whatnot. But for now, what we are interested in, there's also a current user. So this is always interesting to me, how I always kind of need that in my view. So it's there. So this thing has a data as well, where we can pass what we would have passed normally to the views itself. Um, 31. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So being blind is difficult. This is the kind of thing that a normal sighted person would have seen very quickly. So for me, it's not. So sorry. Yeah. View/app. We don't have anything there, if I'm not mistaken. So let's create a file there for now. So that's something that the library should be a little bit more, a little bit less stressed about. So you kind of need a template, a template there. So let's see what we have. So now if we were to call the, I think it was user login. Of course not. More, just login. So yeah, we have our thing. So it seems to be long. I think I've I talked way too much and things like that, and the fact that not moving super fast. But I mean, at this point, you do have the structure to build your web application the way you want, in a sense. So a couple of things from here. I mean, this could be extracted into your own function. So instead of having to fill all of those things all the time, you could easily have something like a render function yourself. You could pass the HTTP request and the data that you want for this. And from here, I mean, you could extract, if you have some middleware, if you have anything, you could extract, for example, so you could build the TPL, that page data, with some data that you are getting from your context. For example, you could, oops. So you could do so if you have I don't know, key language. So from a middleware, you would have grabbed this thing and this is Go being Go, but at the end of the day, and when I say that, I mean it's not pretty. That line is not pretty. What I'm saying is that from your views, you could only call this render with 2 arguments and grab the rest from your request context. So if you have, like I was saying, if you have middleware, you can easily fill the language, the locale. There's the XSRF token as well, which could be interesting. But again, the library is not doing any kind of validation for you. It's just some easy thing for you to create your template and whatnot. But so that's just an idea. So the translation, how does they work? So basically, you would need to create a translations. Is it spelled correctly? I don't know. And you will need to create files in there, like I don't know, en.json, and it's your language. So the string that you are going to put in the structure, the page data structure for the lang, should match the file name here. And the content of that thing looks like, well, let's do the fr, because this is what I passed in the language. So it's a simple structure. You just have a key, hello key, and you have the value. Bonjour tout le monde. This is French for whatever. Hello everyone. So let's yeah, man, being blind is really not cool. I used to be quick in my younger time. So okay, I just wanted to validate that I pass fr in here, and inside our template, we can use, the T directive. So the T directive, we pass the language, and we pass the key itself. So there's a couple of helper directive that the library is bringing, like short dates or currency and things like that. So I mean, it's still evolving. I'm still the library is fairly new. I mean, but yes, you get an idea of what it is. All right. Yeah, is it I believe that the en.json needs to be a valid JSON to work. Oh, that will be a pain for me to debug that. What's going on? Yeah, that's... Well, that will give you a small peek at how a blind person is debugging those kind of things. And I'm certain that most of you, all of you, should have their answer at the moment. Seems to be, I don't know what's going on in here. Invalid character looking for. Alright, it seems like it was just the was just the comment here. What the heck? I mean, since when JSON is not accepting that? Maybe I'm wrong, but anyways. Fuck. Yeah. So we have our string there. So again, sorry about that, but yeah, that is the library in a nutshell. So again, there's a couple of directives, there's a couple of helper that needs to be discovered if you want to use it, but yeah, I think it takes care of a couple of things that, for me at least, were kind of irritating each time I was starting a new project. So hopefully it will. It will help a couple of people, and if you find it interesting, go ahead, join the discussion. Let's see if it's useful for you, and otherwise you can just check it as well. I mean, if you just want to grab the parsing functionality and things like that, I mean, it's all fine. All right, see you next time. Bye.